I want to bring in Jeff Taylor, the co-founder and managing director at Digital Risk. Jeff, thank you so much for joining us. You have a really interesting view on sort of the broad strokes of what we're facing here, given your management of risk in the housing business. And I'm curious, given the window that you are looking into when it comes to mortgages, what does it look like to you in terms of just how badly this pandemic is going to impact American home buyers and homeowners and the overall economy?
Emily, thank you very much for having me. It's great to join you. So we look at the stimulus bill that just passed, and it did a couple of really good things for homeowners and renters. It gave them sort of the framework to kind of make their way through this uncharted period of time they're going through. So if it's a homeowner perspective, they can have up to 6 months of deferment of their payments to get back onto their feet, forbearance, so they can start making the payments down the road. As far as the impact on the industry, it's really still unfolding. I mean, 30 days ago from our seat, we were being asked how much refinance and purchase volume could we do on behalf of our bank lenders. Today, that's completely changed, and while the refinancing and purchase market is still abundant, it's also what are we going to do for potential forbearance and for modification. So the uncertainty in the housing market has completely changed within the last 30 days, and until I think we see the end of the virus and the scare and start to see an upswing, I think it's going to be still a tremendous amount of uncertainty in the housing market financing area.
So what's your advice to consumers right now in terms of how they navigate it? For example, is financing or refinancing a no-brainer?
So right now, if you're looking to refinance your house, it absolutely would be a very good time. In essence, if you're looking to potentially take some equity out and go ahead and put it on the sidelines, that might help you through life for your life events. But I will also tell you from a refinance perspective, you're probably still 90 to 120 days out about getting the best rate. Some of the rates in the mortgage industry are still higher right now because of all the uncertainty. I mean, lenders are having to take a step back and say, if I refinance a borrower today, that person could potentially miss their first payment and go on a 6-month deferral program. So that's why rates, one of the reasons why rates are kept a little bit higher than they will be, I think, in 90 to 120 days down the road as we hopefully come out the backside of the challenge right now. The other thing to think about, though, is if you're a first-time home buyer and once you feel very good about your job and your security back as far as in the workforce, you're going to be at historically low interest rates. And you may see a little bit of dip in real estate values. So the ability to come in and perhaps get a better interest rate and get more for your money is going to be an opportunity that's going to be on a case-by-case individual basis, but that will be out there in the marketplace also.
Jeff, what are you looking at in terms of the long-term impact that this is going to have on the housing market? I mean, what does the housing market look like, let's say, in the fall?
So if I look in the fall right now, I would say that you're going to have, again, historically low interest rates, and I would think that we'd be coming out of this period of uncertainty right now. So I think you're going to be seeing potentially a lot of home equity lines of credit and cash out refinances, as I just mentioned, because people are going to be possibly looking for that equity in their house to fix their house out and move forward. From a purchase perspective, I think you're going to see the spring buying season actually shift 4 or 5 months. Purchases right now are down 25% than they were a month ago on a seasonal adjusted basis. In other words, people are just uncertain about buying a house. So I think in the fall, you're going to hopefully see, we're going to be past this, is you're going to see people now really focusing on purchasing that house that they might have been thinking about very seriously 45 days ago, but right now all the uncertainty is putting them on the sidelines. Not to mention to be able to get people in to help them sell these houses, like appraisers and other things that are necessarily in the mortgage value chain to actually have a purchase loan go through.
All right, but as you said, the situation's still unfolding, so much that we yet do not know. Jeff Taylor of Digital Risk, as well as our own Romaine Bostic, thank you both.